Well, good evening. We have a new setup today. I have moved, Nikon released a new firmware for the Z8, which I also have. Going back to my gear video, that's my kind of birding, serious wildlife camera. Well, serious camera. And they've introduced some more advanced video features on the Z8, so I thought I'd give the Z8 a go for this type of thing. What I've failed to realise until just now is that the Z8 doesn't have a flippy screen, so actually setting up the shot of this is really quite difficult. I've got a shonky mirror positioned above it and the screen flipped up so that I can see myself in the mirror. I've got to be very careful not to look at that now. That was really just there to set the shot up. So with that said, we shall launch in. This is the belated week 8 video for my marathon training plan. All right, we're going to get into it now. First things first, thank you very much for watching these. It really means a lot for the people that that do watch it, even if it's just a little bit. It's great, and thank you very much for donating. If you'd like to donate, links are down below in the description. There's a link to my Enthuse page, which is where you can donate. There's a link to my Strava page. Come along and throw bricks at me from the sidelines there, or have a laugh at how slow I run. So please come and say hello on one of those two things if you can. And I appreciate it massively, and Dementia Concerned appreciate it massively. It's a great cause. That's who I'm running for. I'm really crap at this. I'm running the marathon for Dementia Concern. Please go and visit my donation page, link down below, and drop them a $5 if you can, because every little bit helps and it's a great cause. Thank you very much. Right, with that said, how many times am I going to say with that said in this video? Where did we get to? Week 8. I'm running a couple of weeks behind on this, so I've just done week 9, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Week 8 was based in Newbury. I'd just come back from Vegas and immediately was out on a week with a customer in Newbury. And I thought the jet lag was going to be worse. It wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be, but it did certainly hit me kind of more Tuesday night, Wednesday than earlier in the week, which is weird. But to start with Tuesday, I did what did I do? I've got some notes. I did an 11k easy run, and it was basically, it was dark because I've been at work all day, so it was just turn left out of the hotel, run for 5.5k, turn around, come back again. Fortunately, the hotel was located on an A road, so there was 5.5k of road to just run up and down, because otherwise I'd have got lost. And yeah, it didn't go too badly, as you'll see now. Oof. It is a little chilly tonight. Back in the UK, but in a different location. We are in Newbury, or Thatcham to be precise, and we're going out for an 11k easy run. I think I'm just running up the road and down it again, and hopefully not too many hills. Still suffering from jet lag, not too bad from a tiredness point of view, but I just feel absolutely spaced out every now and again. So let's hope I don't zone out and just forget where I am. Straight road, up and down it. See you shortly. Do these look like easy kilometres to you? No. Well, they're not far off. Nearly done. And that's the end of that. 11 kilometres. Supposedly easy, turned it into a bit more moderate. The out and back route performed the utter swine's trick of appearing to be slightly uphill both ways. I thought I was going to have a nice gentle downhill all the way back, but it wasn't. And
even so, I think it was probably actually net flat. Well, clearly it was net flat, but I think it was a lot flatter than it looked. And I held somewhere under 620 per kilometre in zone 3, which is nice. It felt pretty comfortable right up until the end when it was getting a little bit tough, the last kilometre and a half. But that's pretty much where I want to be marathon pace for a quarter of that distance without really putting in too much effort, which is heartening. I'm not for a moment suggesting I could do another 3 of those just now, but it's certainly heartening. Feels like another little step change in what I can sustain for a longer period of time. So good. I will wish you all well. I've got a hotel room in Newbury, not very salubrious, but the food is pretty good, so I'm going to go and enjoy my dinner now.
So that was quite a encouraging start to the week, followed by Wednesday, and before I forget, and on the off chance that anyone from the company that I was working with actually watches this, which they won't, it was a really good week. They were a lovely bunch of people, absolutely bizarre place to work. I can't go into any details about it, but it was great fun, and I enjoyed it. I think I got on all right with them. I think they enjoyed my company as well, and we did some good stuff. So yeah, the days at work were great. The running got progressively harder through the week, and that's probably where I want to go with today's video. Is this, I guess it's the middle third of the program. The distances really ramp up, or it feels like they're ramping up. I mean, they are ramping up, but I'm feeling it much more in my legs now with the increase in the long runs, but also the increase in the overall distance during the week. So 11k was the easy run. Then there was an 8k pace run, which again I did intervals, and they kind of went like this. Evening, time for another trot. We are in Newbury still, and we're going out for a 8 kilometre pace run. So I've split that down into 800 metre repeats, and I'm umming and ahhing whether 8 kilometres means 8 of those with 200 metre recoveries, so 8 kilometres in total, or it means 10 of those with 200 metre recoveries, i.e. 8 kilometres of actual effort. I've set myself a target of the latter, so the longer one. It's raining, it's cold, I'm quite tired. We'll see how we get on. And that's halfway. But is it 4 or is it 5 intervals? I'm going to be a douche tube megastar and make you wait till the end to find out. It has stopped raining, which is nice, and I'm not cold anymore. I think my route has taken me uphill all the way again, and I've come a different direction, so it might actually be uphill, but it probably won't be when I turn around. Running never gets easier unless you stick at where you are. Oh God, boy, that's that done. I pushed that last interval, or at least the second bit of it, quite a lot. To put you out of your misery, it was 10 lots of 800 with 200 metre rests, and that was quite a bit of work. I think I have to wait until I actually see the splits, but the splits were all below, I think, 6 minute kilometre pace, maybe even 5:50, and for me that's pretty good, and it's certainly around my 10k best ever, and not far off my 5k best ever, which, as I'm training for a marathon, I wasn't expecting to get close to. I think I've earned my dinner today.
all good. I just hope I found my way successfully back to my hotel, because there were some roundabouts to navigate and I haven't got my phone with me, so I got no one telling me where to go. I think I managed to just keep on the left or straight, so hopefully this is my hotel coming up on the left. Anyway, see you on Friday.
So again, pretty good. Good pace, I think, for me, certainly. Good ability to sustain it. And overall, I think it went pretty well. I felt good at the end of that. Not damaged at all by the good food at the restaurant. And the restaurant, well, the hotel restaurant was quite a bizarre place. It was a little bit like Fawlty Towers. The hotel in general, a little bit haphazard, but I think it was the Tuesday, it might have been the Wednesday night, there was a big fight in the kitchen. All the kitchen staff just all of a sudden started having a real Barney, which amused everyone in the restaurant. I don't think it came to blows. A couple of people stormed out and went out for a cigarette and calmed themselves down, but it was entertaining to witness. So yeah, in terms of distance, I mean this week was, I think, 56k overall, which, I mean, every week we're getting into now, it's the longest or the furthest I've run in a week. That's just the way this program's going to go for a while, until we hit deload weeks. So just from an accumulated fatigue point of view, it's getting harder. So we had 11 to start with, 8 in the middle, and then another 11 easy on it should have been on the Friday, but I travelled home on the Friday, so it was a full day of work, then a couple of hours driving home, and I just didn't have it in the tank to go out Friday evening, so I left it till Saturday morning. In hindsight, maybe a mistake, again because of this accumulated fatigue thing, but here's the Saturday morning, I think, 11k.
Hello and welcome to a lovely Saturday afternoon. Finally back home after a couple of weeks of bobbing about the world, and I'm out on my usual track. We're doing an 11k easy run. It is going to be easy today, but to shake things up, and because I've been running with so much variety over the last couple of weeks, I'm going the opposite way round my usual track. That's how I roll. And that is that done. 11k, kept it almost in zone 2 all the way, and that was tough. Found it difficult to actually keep in zone 2 at a comfortable pace. Everything feels lumpy and inefficient, which I guess it's supposed to. But I kept kind of sliding into a more comfortable running gait, and that kept taking me just into zone 3. I don't know, made it round, no significant issues. I attacked Misery Mountain from both front and back, so keeping up with the incline training, and yeah, off for some lunch now.
I really hope that this thing's been focusing on me. I keep seeing a little box on the mirror. It keeps seeing a face, I guess, in the guitar over my shoulder there. I hope it's not flicking focus backwards and forwards, but I will not look much. I will not look much more. Sunday then was when things started really getting serious, because I was doing a 26k long run, and that's, well, 2k. I mean, it's the furthest I've ever run again, and I did it intentionally. I went up some hills and I picked a different route, or I forged a different route, a new route. I knew where I was going. I know the area clearly, but I forgot there was another big hill in the route that I'd picked. So I basically went up a big hill, down a big hill, along a fairly flat bit that with a gentle incline, and then found another big hill and down that big hill. So I did 2 laps, basically. I think they were, I don't know, 7k laps, something like that, a little bit more, and then brought it in closer to home to finish up with. But yeah, that 26k went like this.
Afternoon. You joined me about 5.5 kilometers in to my longest ever run, 26k. Supposedly easy. I've already been up the mountain of misery. I've gone a different way, and I found an even bigger hill, although not quite as steep, but a longer drag. So I've just crested that at the end of my first 5k. Now trying to get back down into zone 2 and get a gel in me before the next lot. That's 11k in. The eagle-eyed amongst you might notice I've changed my top, or at least shed a layer. It's not warm out, but the sun's out, and that's making a difference. Also, I had to make a pit stop. For any of you who have been watching these for a while, kind of know what that's about. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of going alright, but my legs feel like jelly, and I'm not sure if that's another low-grade viral thing. I had a really bad sinus headache this morning, or if it's just general fatigue. Anyway, we'll press on for the next wee while, at least get to halfway, and see how the mood takes us. And that's 17k in. Didn't feel too bad towards the end, but it was bloody slow. Now I've been cunning, and my big new loop has taken me about 4k away from home, so I might as well at least do that 4k, and then I'll be really close to finishing, And this is the last recovery kilometre, and boy do I need it. That last 5k seemed to go on forever. Cardio, I'm alright. My legs are absolutely knackered. Hopefully this is all worthwhile. See you at the end. 2:59.18 for 26 kilometres. I'm not running a 3-hour marathon. Boy. Again, CV not terrible, although I kind of pushed it at the end a bit. But my legs are knackered. I only hope that that's 10k yesterday, plus 26 today. Rest day tomorrow. I think I need it.
And that was about it. It's the cardio fitness side of things, as I kept saying in the clips there, is getting easier, not hindered by the fact that I don't run very fast. So I'm not pushing, certainly not pushing VO2 max. I'm not really getting myself out of breath. It's just it's too far to run to be able to do that, and I don't know how to pace it anyway. But I am noticing now the accumulation of fatigue in my legs with these distances, and it's muscular. So the end of that 26k, the tops of my thighs were really screaming, and that, spoilers for next week, next video, that caused me a problem Monday and Tuesday of the following week, and my knees were really stiffening up, had stiffened up. Ankles and calves not too bad, but certainly more fatigue down there, but more joint pain than muscle pain. And also my right hip and I'm hoping that that's still causing a bit of a problem, and I'm hoping that that's more of a iliotibial band thing, something that I can work on, which I keep saying I'm going to work on it. I haven't really yet. I've done a few stretches, but I need to do some serious investigation into that area and try and loosen that up a bit, because that's the thing that's going to really cause me a problem, I think, on long distances, because it just creeps up, and then once it's there, it's very, very difficult to pick that leg up, pick that knee up. So yeah, stuff to work on. Positive first half to the week, getting more difficult. It's another week down. It's another week of I've done all the workouts, done the distance. So yeah, let's just press on and move into week 9. You're not disconnected at all. That was silly.